Hey guys, Mika here, and I have a tenor custom size Mitsuta ukulele, a Japanese luthier, located up in Japan. And he built some phenomenal stuff. This is the first time that I'm playing one of his customs ukes, but he also is one of the custom builders for the Nui Nui ukulele brand. But this is his kind of his ukulele or his kind of take on his custom instruments that's separate from Nui Nui. But this is a phenomenal instrument, and I can't wait to talk about the sound. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about the aesthetics. This one is more. It's kind of crazy because like it's like a musician's instrument, but it's like a really high end, great musician instrument. And what I mean by that is usually when I say musician instrument, it's more kind of like straightforward. It's not too crazy. It's not too blingy. But I would still think this is like a musician grade instrument. But I love how like the red all over the place just makes it like that's what kind of where it's like it's a little blingy for a musician, but it's also like so beautiful to look at. And the red accents the curly coil so nice. I just love looking at it, especially when you have this thick power abalone shell with the red purfling that not only runs on top of the fretboard but around the headstock. It's so beautiful. Usually, when you have this kind of inlay work, it's usually just around the body and the rosette, but this one just kind of takes it to town and goes all the way with it. So I absolutely love it. Um, Beautiful curly coil here on the front, perfectly book match, nicely stacked on top of one another with all the curls. Beautiful, and then even here on the sides, you have more of this kind of caramel color with the big grain patterns right here, and then even on the back with this nice back end strip right here with some designs. You can even see that there's that red purfling around the back of the instrument as well, and then rosewood binding here on the back and front. And then we also have like this black and kind of wood purfling, like a three-layer purfling that runs around the rosewood here on the back and sides. And then even again, kind of on the outside of this back end strip right here. Again, this front, beautiful. And then you have like this kind of like diamond kind of like inlay right here on the fret, on the bridge right here. And then nice dolphins, two little dolphins playing together here on the fretboard, right around the 11th and 12th fret. And then not to fret, there's also fret markers here on the side of the instrument as well, even though it's nice and plain here on the front. But again, this red, it's just, I don't want to say it's super, super rare, but it always excites me to see an ukulele with the binding and the power that run all over the instrument just like this. It's just really beautiful. And I really like it. I also love red. My first custom Kamaka also looked very similar to this with the koa. So maybe I just have a soft spot, but it has a kind of similar koa to this, and it has the red with the power abalone shell pretty much all over. However, mine doesn't have it on the fretboard and the headstock, so I'm kind of jealous that this one has it. Again, just so beautiful. And even around this around the rosette, what's really cool is that it's almost like a double kind of rosette because you have one layer of the power abalone shell around on the inside, but then you have another red purfling line that runs right in the middle of it, and then you have another set around it. So it's like a double rosette. And something very interesting, and it wasn't one of those things where it was kind of obvious until hey, like, did you notice like there's purple inside of the abalone? And purple is not one of those common colors that you see in the abalone shell usually, or the power abalone shell. Usually, you see a lot of blue, a lot of white, a lot of green, but this one gives off a nice purple hue. So it accents, when you're looking at it and you kind of have that seed planted, and you start to see it blend in with the red. It just gives it. It actually makes it appear more purple when I'm looking at it as a whole. And I don't know, I just have a really soft spot with the way this ukulele looks. It's just really captivating me in my eyes. So when you look at it, there's a purple hue all over the place in the within the powell itself. So now again, coupled with the red, it just really gives off this like kind of purple glow to it. So beautiful stuff. Nice big side sound port right here on the side. And then we have a gloss finish mahogany neck. It's on the thinner side, so for those of you who are like looking for a thinner neck, this is pretty on the thinner side, and it's nice and rounded here on the bottom. So when I'm pressing, yeah, I mean there's not that much space between my thumb and my pointer. So again, there's advantages and disadvantages to having the thinner neck versus a thicker neck. It just depends on your playing style, the anatomy of your hand, and what you choose to prefer. But this one does have a thinner neck. This one is a flat fretboard as well, and we have a nice big slotted headstock here on the front. Again, nice beautiful red abalone wraps around the headstock, and then upgraded Gilbert tuners. You don't really see these too often, so it's really nice to be able to see these nice big old Goto tuners. These are some of the best tuners that you can put on your instrument, and it's has a kind of a thicker design that takes up more of the headstock, especially when you have like a bigger kind of headstock like this. When you have these the Gilbert tuners, it takes up more real estate, so it kind of fills out the headstock a little more. So I like it. And then it has the bigger kind of buttons here on the side, along with the abalone shell within the gears itself on both sides. So nice touch. And then it has the black ebony faceplate kind of on the back side as well. But yeah, this is, and also one thing to note that I feel like I should probably start saying this more often, this instrument is surprisingly light. It's not heavy, it's not like dense or thick, it's very light. So like when you're holding it, it's like, oh wow, like you don't feel like it's, you know, bogging you down, or it's like, oh, this is kind of heavy, or I have to keep the neck up. Everything is balanced really nicely, and the body itself is really light. So because of that, you have a nice sound that projects forward, and it sounds very open because the instrument's not dense. So when I play like this G7 chord, just a nice mid-range warmth, nice sound, but it has a good amount of bite too when I pluck with my nails. Just beautiful if I want to go ahead and do fingerstyle with my thumb, or just pluck with my thumb. But if I want to strum on it, nice round, nice big sound. It really fills the room up. And I don't have to strum loud because it's a loud instrument. The sound hole, the side port, I feel like helps a lot too to get the instrument to breathe, because it has another point of exit for the sound to come out of the instrument, so it allows the sound to really reverberate around the whole entire instrument versus it coming more forward. So when I strum, it's a nice big sound, so I don't need to strum that hard. And then again, when I'm picking, nice sound, nice balance. It has a lot of good articulation on the A string for my personal taste. Nice, sweet, very sweet. Like almost sounds like bells, and it just keeps ringing. Yeah, it's so sweet. Very nice. So if you're doing fingerstyle here up on the upper part of the fretboard, really nice. Or if you're doing more like jazz comping tone, you can do it all. All right, let's get into a nice little sound sample right here. All right, here we go. here's what this instrument sounds like. Ah, go on and on. Some strumming.